During the production of the original Resident Evil 2 along with its remake, the true hidden meaning ingrained in the game by Shinji Mikami and Hideki Kamiya was covered up by Capcom. On the surface, this is a game about bioterrorism and uncontrolled capitalism, but underneath that, it is a story about growth. In this video, I plan to tell you all the real truth deep within this game. Oh, and getting every achievement as well. Starting off, we play as Leon Kennedy, who is on his way to Raccoon City, which is where he got a job as a rookie police officer. This plays out the same way as how Hideki intended, when Leon's stopping at a gas station to get some Charleston Chew, a pack of menthol Zins, and some Don Julio to wash it all down.
Hello? Anybody there?
Making our way through the gas station's back room, Leon uses his newfound police power to strong-arm the employee and steal his needed items. However, being unable to find any Zins to calm his raging nicotine addiction, Leon proceeds to open fire on the next individual he sees. Which just so happens to be Claire Redfield, the other protagonist of this game. Thankfully, all the bullets lodged into Claire's broca, leaving her unable to speak, but perfectly alive and capable of actions and movement. Regardless, we finally arrive at the RPD and obtain our first achievement. Making our way throughout the infested police station, all our protagonist can think about is why he became a police officer. To protect the innocent? The young or elderly? To get a salary even? No, none of those are why Leon became a cop. The true reason was because in Raccoon City, every single police officer gets a test. What kind of test, you may be asking? Well, it's one Leon has been wanting his entire life. A DNA test, of course, and while yes, it would have been way easier to just pay for one, Leon's a penny pincher. Leon also comes into contact with Officer Touchy-Feely, though he tells him the feeling isn't mutual. Running back the way he came, Leon ends up meeting a police officer named Marvin. Marvin gives Leon a combat knife to help him cut through some tape. The developers of the game explain why he couldn't just rip the tape off by saying, and I quote, "Leon clipped his nails too short. Thank you, Hideki." Thinking his DNA test would be in his new desk, Leon searches it, but instead finds an achievement for customizing his pistol. We can then board up this window, getting an achievement for that as well, and combine some herbs together for another achievement. And by using our brain, we're rewarded with this achievement. Not too hard though. Running upstairs, we encounter our first of many items we need to unlock and traverse the RPD, the spade key. Moving deeper onto the third floor, we can also pick up a hip pouch. And upon some more exploration, we find where to use the key in the library, the West office, and the waiting room. After getting a little scared from the helicopter, we get heading back to the main hall. We pick up a valve to use to turn off some steam in the bathroom. Then, we see some horrors near the Star's office. Get lost in the library a little. Get my flesh sampled by a cannibal. And finally, we find a timer for the bomb. But first, we research how to open a safe because I'm very smart. Then we can open up a locker and gear up with a shotgun. Heading back up to the Star's office, we also find a battery for the timer. Make a pit stop to solve the unicorn statue puzzle. Plant the timer and heading back in to check on the mess we made. We can grab another medallion for the goddess statue. I'll let this speak for itself. Oh god, I'm Leon Kennedy. I'm fucking Leon Kennedy, dude. I'm out of here. You. Alright, we're good. Finally, after getting all of the medallions, we can slot them in and complete the goddess statue puzzle. Underneath the statue is a small room which contains an elevator. Taking it leads us to a secret area underneath the RPD. Running through this area, we hear something evil. And once done moving a locker, we're face to face with a Redditor! Oh, no wait, this is the dude Leon sent his DNA to, so what gives? Hey man, could I have my results back now? Seeing as how this is the man responsible for analyzing Leon's genetic makeup, he feels a little worried. But by following the Second Amendment, Leon proceeds to lawfully unload roughly 2,204 pounds of lead into this chud, putting him down for good. After climbing up a ladder, we finally enter a new area, the RPD garage. Investigating the gate, Leon figures out we need to find a keycard.
Damn. Need a key card.
However, possibly due to the blunt force trauma sustained during his earlier fight, Leon believed he was speaking to a mysterious dog.
Hey! I'm not done talking to you!
Hearing cries for help, Leon begins heading in that direction, finding where the RPD stores its prisoners and seeing a man calling out. Promptly ignoring him because we don't really need to hear a sob story right now, we instead grab this crank. However, upon turning around, we find the man's head is now much like a grate put under a hydraulic press. Pressing onwards with the indication we may not be the best cop, we can find where the dead, or in this case, undead, are stored. Alright, whatever. Anyway, we find another key to use in the RPD once we head back. Playing around with some high voltage power switches, we accidentally turn on the lights. But in doing so, we materialize the mysterious speaking dog. After taking all these dirty mutts to see Old Yeller, we pick up an electric part to repair a circuit board and dip. Having no clue where his DNA test might be, Leon figures he should ask Marvin, seeing as he is his senior officer. But it was too late. Marvin succumbed to a bite and became nothing more than a shambling corpse. Putting him out of his misery, Leon... God, what the fuck, man? Now, having no more leads, Leon figures he'll just have to explore every inch of this station until he finds his test. Having gotten a little scared and his pants slightly shattered, Leon pushes on and finds a little raccoon bobblehead, which he then shoots as he hates dancing. Leon also heads up to the attic and finds a large gear, deciding to take it as he noticed the clock tower was running late. Climbing down a ladder, that Charleston Chew comes back to bite him in the ass, as his weight is too much for the steel frame to bear. Though luckily, he finds a clover key in a building just outside, and by heading back up, Leon can put out that pesky fire hazard. Now, all Leon has to do is find out what's in the clover rooms and who is that guy. Regardless, we find a box that contains... our very own STARS badge. And checking the second room, we find a tool to help us out in the library. However, we hear a very scary sound. It seems like that big guy from before. Oh, it's just a normal... After barely making it out of there, we can use that STARS badge on a computer to unlock some more goodies, specifically this Magnum. Thinking about where to head next, Leon keeps getting stalked by this weird dude. But trying our best to ignore him, we run to the library and use the yellow lever to fix this bookshelf. Playing a bit of tag with the big guy, we finally move the shelves in the right spot, then run upstairs to check the clock. And by fixing it with our profound genius, we can take pride in knowing that we are the best repair person in Raccoon City. Though I think that's because most others are dead. But now that we have both of the electronic parts to repair this circuit board, we fix it up quickly and retrieve that keycard. The only problem is that by fixing the board, we also unlocked all the other cells. Opting to not take the infested hallway, we run down this way instead and find ourselves in an arguably worse position. Luckily, we're able to dodge past Mr. XXL and this zombie and get out scot-free, whilst in the middle of discovering something new about himself. Leon is saved by some random lady. Why'd you stop him? For opening the gate, we also get an achievement for escaping the RPD. And another for reading a letter from Jill in Kendo's shop. Upon deciding the only way forward is through a stinky sewer line, we quickly find out why you're advised to not flush your pets down the toilet. We end up making a meal fit for a backwater swamp dweller, and then punished by the owner of the gator, Gollum Birkin. Then after Leon suffers a minor flesh wound, we take over the role of the lady who ruined his fun, or saved him. Essentially, we need to switch around power sources and cause some property damage to escape from Mr. XXL, as he wishes to pay her back for earlier. Go through there, can I? Oh, I can't. Go! Oh. After willingly walking into a giant furnace, it is no surprise that G. Birkin, short for Gollum Birkin, wants to cook us up, to prevent us from being able to interfere with their plans of stopping Leon from finding out his test results. But working quickly, we can blow up some of the batteries and let ourselves out, only sustaining some third-degree burns. Woohoo! Inevitably though, we are caught and knocked into a giant pit, but not without the power of transferring consciousness quickly to simultaneously wake Leon up. Feeling the psychic tether between himself and the random woman twinging with pain, Leon decides he might as well save her to make up for not being able to save Marvin earlier. This is an important piece of Leon's character, feeling the need to save everyone even in spite of his overwhelming urge to know his genetic background makes him a true hero. Plunging into the stomach-emptying sewer water with only a tad splashing into his eyes, giving him conjunctivitis, he trudges onward and encounters one of the most fucking annoying things in the Resident Evil series. This creature took dropping the kids off at the pool to the most literal of extremes, spreading its sickly spawn in the sewer sludgy waters to my utter dismay. Thankfully though, like most of the insanely mutated monstrosities in this series, it can be killed by shooting it a lot. Sucker. And when entering a safe room, we find a VCR player with a tape near it. Playing it, we see a terrible sight. The very same scientist that was in charge of analyzing the entirety of RPD staff's DNA is ingesting it. Leon shivers in fear, knowing that the possibility of his DNA test being lost may be what he just witnessed. But the thought that his test may be intact gives him the needed confidence to keep his Ricky spirit from straying. Fuck these monsters. Going through the hellhole that is this room. Okay, we finally get to the end being safe, for now. In this room we have to grab 2 chess pieces, a king and a queen, to complete a puzzle to open a door. Strange for a door in a sewer to be locked and powered by chess pieces, but we can also pick up another easy achievement here. I don't even care, I'm doing the achievement, whatever, I f***ed myself, I don't care. Making our way back, we get a mini heart attack from this guy. Dude, oh, fuck you dude, oh my god. Find a film roll and develop it to see some hidden loot. The first spot is in Wesker's desk at the STARS office and gives us a sight for the Magnum. Red dot. Next item is in the press room in this desk. After finishing up our business in the RPD, we can unlock the chess piece door in the sewer and continue our adventure. We can play around with another power source to open the door where the lady from before got knocked out. Heading back to save her. Oh my fucking god, dude. The heinous scientist from before now comes back to get some more delicious DNA power from Leon. Fending him off with everything in our arsenal, we can knock him down a few times. And eventually hit this button to send a container flying at him to end the fight.
Gotcha!
Once reaching the woman, we try to get her walk again. By stabbing her leg, obviously. Making our way to the lift, we learn many things about this woman. Firstly, her name is Abba Wong, kinda weird if you ask me, but we also learn why she's here. She said she was dating some chump and is also here to collect her DNA results. By taking this lift, we're able to finally leave the sewers once and for all, and get it one step closer to our test. But Abba says something strange. She tells us that she's gonna have to take all of the remaining DNA tests for our safety.
Hey, Leon. Trust me?
You might as well just tell me to kill myself. Was all of this for nothing? What's the point if Abba is just gonna confiscate my test? Well, I guess I'll just have to kill her. Feeling wary about what will happen to his DNA test, if it's still even intact, Leon grows weaker and more fearful. Finding a blue chip for our Brony bracelet gives us more access to the DNA lab's many areas. And on a body, we see another chip that can grant the highest clearance in the facility. Entering a room overgrown with plants, Leon moves cautiously, inspecting the disturbed body hanging from the ceiling. Hearing the creaking of plant roots coming closer, we open fire and literal fire on the creatures in hopes of ending them. Thankfully, this works to put them down for the time being, and we can move on to the next room. Grabbing a cartridge, Leon figures out that he might as well try to use some poison on these weeds. Capcom clearly is showing now how bad Leon is with chemicals and why he failed his science classes. This is definitely not a player skill issue. In a separate room, we also find a signal modulator, which can turn on the power of certain areas to unlock more items and another achievement. As the weed killer is not yet complete, we need to give it a freeze to make it ready for use. Once we use it, it is spread all over the room, freeing the body along with the chip, allowing us to progress. Grabbing it seems simple as long as you ignore the plants and Mr. XXL. Barely avoiding that sucker, we can haul ass out of the room and actually gain access to where our DNA test is. I can hit this and then go over there, right? Finding another tape, we watch and see the scientist from earlier. It seems like he was actually trying to protect all of the DNA tests. And he was killed for it. Or at least before he revived from consuming them. You know, the more I think about it, maybe he isn't such a bad guy. I mean, sure, he did try to kill me multiple times and all, but before that he was protecting the DNA samples. Drawing ever closer to where his DNA test should be, all Leon feels is anxiousness. Will his test be intact, or was it destroyed long before he even had a chance to recover it? Entering the final room, he sees strange things floating in vats. Was this all that's left? It can't be, right? Forgetting to even check the left side of the room, Leon spots something, a vial, and by reading a nearby computer, he finds out that this is in fact his test, the only one remaining. Quickly running over, he grabs his test and pockets it, hoping that he'll be able to sneak it by Abba Wong. Now it's time to piss off, so Leon starts to head back, but he gets jumped by the mad scientist again. Oh my god, bro. Who actually turns out to be Gollum Birkin's husband. She has an interesting taste, but Leon can't say much either. Figuring we've already one partner for playing cat and mouse, we decide to end Mr. Birkin's suffering here and now. Giving him a clean repeat of the last two times, except with an added flame and of course some 50 AE to top it off, we can eventually put him down for good. Quickly farming some aura, and then speaking to G. Birkin, she tells us that all her husband loved in life was analyzing DNA. She then drops dead. We just leave and get ready to head home and check Leon's results, but upon crossing the bridge back, we see her, Abba Wong. We end up in a tense showdown, Leon unwilling to hand over his DNA, and Abba refusing to let anyone gain the same powers as G. Birkin's hubby. Abba comes to the realization that Leon would never turn evil with the knowledge of his DNA, and decides to let him keep it, peacefully resolving the... Oh my fucking god. Turns out GB isn't dead yet and shot Abba. The worst thing happens too. Leon's test, it fell. Dying for real now, we instead focus on saving Abba's life. We've got to save at least one person here, right? Fuck. Having saved literally no one and losing his test, Leon decides he might as well try to escape with his life. Entering an elevator, we begin our descent to hopefully find an exit, and obviously we have to fight through some leftover enemies that don't want us to live. Just when we thought we were in the clear, Mr. XXL enters the fray again, giving Leon one more fond memory. But with so many explosions going on, we're luckily able to slip away. Grabbing a battery, we slot it in quickly to power up a lift. Mr. XXL, not being one to disappoint though, shows up to give us one last fight. Leon starts to use every single thing at his disposal. His shotgun, magnum, and pistol, all while trying his best to dodge whatever's thrown his way. And eventually, with enough time, a massive explosion shakes the platform, and along with it, a rocket launcher finds its way to help Leon. It seems Abba isn't a goner after all. Running past Mr. XXL, Leon grabs up the RPG, quickly dodges past one final attack, and finally ends Mr. XXL once and for all. Stepping off the elevator, Leon sees the glowing exit sign, kills a few zombies, and makes a run for it. Slipping past some falling debris and running, he gets on the last train out and finally makes his escape from Raccoon City. You finished it? Let's go, dude. He also runs into Claire, who, through the magic of getting into her own hijinks, is now able to speak again. And there's also a little girl for some reason. With that, the game ends, but this still leaves the question of what was Leon's DNA results. Huh? What's this now? No way. Oh, you guys suck. Well, I guess you know what that means. Spain! Wait, you didn't think I'd just forget about the rest of the achievements, right? Running through Claire's playthrough, we can pick up a ton of achievements just for completing her story. Please die? Oh my god, that was scary. Next, we move on to some DLC content with Hunk and the Sheriff. Then in Leon's story, we grab some more achievements, some being really hard. Two miscellaneous achievements later, we get the no heal one and Leon's hardcore playthrough. Heading back to Claire, we pick up loads of achievements, namely escaping fast on Sherry, shooting all Mr. Raccoons we missed, grabbing the last files, beating stage 4G, and lastly beating hardcore Claire with an S rank. For our last achievement, we go through all of the Ghost Survivor game modes and shoot all the Mr. Raccoons there too, for our 100% completion. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you stuck around to the end, maybe sub or drop a like and comment. Sorry this took so long to make, real life stuff happens and sometimes I'm very lazy. Plus this was sorting through nearly 40 hours of recordings. Anyway, next game is RE3R, so I'll see you then. Bye!